Okay, so it says ethanol can be produced by fermentation using glucose solution, which the word equation shows the fermentation of glucose. When you do this, you actually produce carbon dioxide as well. So the one that matches that is B. The names for the first four alcohols are given. Pentanol is the next in the series. The molecule of pentanol contains 5 carbon atoms, suggests the formula. If you remember, every time we go down in the homologous series, we add a CH2 to the group. So we're told here that this is 5. And as you can see here, this has got 9 hydrogens. So if we add 2 more, that's going to be 11. And then you have your OH to show that it is a alcohol. Draw the structure of ethanol. So ethanol, we're told up there it has 2 carbons. This is very important. Show all bonds. So it's also got an O and a H. And then the rest of these carbons need to have 4 bonds on each carbon. And they are made up with hydrogens. If I just stress this bit here, so notice how we've got the O bonded and then the H bonded, because we're showing bonds that exist in that part of the molecule. 2 marks there. I'm not sure how they're going to award 2 marks, but if you got it right, you got both marks. Ethanol is present in alcoholic drinks. When ethanol is left open, some of the ethanol reacts with the oxygen to form ethanoic acid and water. Complete the equation to show what has gone on. So here, we're obviously reacting this with oxygen, so we have got O2, and it tells us it also forms water, which is H2O. There is 1 mark for getting this correct and 1 mark for making that correct as well. Which calculation shows the mass of hydrogen ethanoic acid? So if you look here, there's 3 hydrogens there and 1 there. So that means there's 4 hydrogens in total, and the total mass is 60, and then we times it by 100 to get a percentage. So the one that matches that is option C. Okay, and this question here, we've got this idea of these polymers, and the uses are given for each of these. And what it wants us to do is give the reasons why they're used, and then to talk about the problems of disposing them. Remember, when we are disposing, there's basically three routes. You can recycle, we can burn them, recycle, burn, or we can just dispose of into landfill. So let's look at the first part of the question and the properties of each of the plastics listed. So polyethylene, see it's bags and water bottles, so it's got to be flexible, it's light, it's waterproof, and it's unreactive. We don't want it to react with the contents of the bottles. Polychloroethene, so again, it's weatherproof, it's used outside a lot, it's very hard, it's durable, it's a good insulator, which is why it's used for electrical wires. It's flexible because the wires can bend and stretch, and it's unreactive. Again, if it's going to carry water, we need it to be unreactive, not contaminating the water. PTFE is used for frying pans and stain-proof clothing. Why? Because it's non-stick, it's unreactive, has a high melting point, and it is slippery. So if you have it in your clothes, the stains, the water will run off this. In terms of the 3 methods of disposing of these polymers and the problems with that, if we put it into landfill, these plastics are non-biodegradable. That means they're going to sit there for a long time and take a long time to decompose, and therefore landfill becomes full, and that can break down to produce chemicals that are harmful to habitats. Burning, we can burn things, but we often get toxic substances released. We also get carbon dioxide released, which is a cause of global warming. We also get carbon monoxide released. The ash that can be left behind can be toxic due to the chemicals contained in the plastics. And if we burn polychloroethene, then one of the products which is produced is hydrogen chloride. And again, there's a concern of releasing that into the atmosphere. Recycling, problems with this is the plastics need to be sorted and separated into similar materials, so therefore it takes quite a bit of time. We've got to use vehicles to go and collect or transport the plastics to the recycling centres. So again, we've got quite a large carbon footprint with that. And the collection points, we need land to build them, and can also be a source of visible pollution for people as well. Marks wise, there's 26 bullet points in the answer. So if you've got over 22, give yourself 6, and then work out how many points you've got, and then work out the relative number of marks.